low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 yo, go, go, go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried.
And this is brought to you by JiMMYBAR.
I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway.
So Sean O'Malley versus Petr Yan. I tell you what, guys, I just got done listening to an article that Sean O'Malley just had with Helen E, and it says he's a bit surprised by him being an underdog against Petr Yan. You know, the quote the article was about, Sean says, you know, if you ask the smartest, the most talented fighters, they would all be surprised too. How can I say it? Does Sean O'Malley really have a chance against Petr Yan? Yeah. I think Sean picked the right fight. I think he picked the right fight against the right opponent. I mean, the right opponent of him, of just fighting another striker. But my question is to be the best guy in the world, can you defend takedowns? Can you take somebody down? How good are you on bottom? How good are you in the clinch? Because a lot of what I've seen on Sean O'Malley has been on his feet. And when you fall in love with this, when the fight is taken to the wrestling positions, the jiu-jitsu positions, to the cage, that's when the tiring and the fatigue really kicks in. So my question for Sean is do you have that experience to be in these positions against a guy like Petr Yan? But that being said, Sean, I think you made a right decision in picking that fight with Petr Yan. You know, part of me does want to go for you just because it's fun, and I would like to maybe have a crack at you if you do somehow win the damn belt. But at the same time, are you going to be able to withstand Petr Yan's leg kicks, his tenacity? You know, I believe it's a 3-round fight, so that even goes into your favor too, because you like to look at the clock a lot. But if there was one guy in the whole division that I would give you a chance with, Sean, it's going to be against Petr Yan. And I think there's so many ways that you could win that fight, whether it's on your feet, maybe catch him, but I don't even think there, to be quite honest with you, but I think where you really could catch somebody like Petr Yan, and you can really pull out your back pocket, is if you're able to get him to his back. You know, I was talking to his coach, Tanquinho, Augusto Tanquinho, or Tanquinho Augusto, whatever, you know, former ADCC champ, and I had a chance to kind of chat with him a little bit. And, you know, he was telling us, like people would be surprised how good Sean is in his submission game, how good this dude is. And I believe it. I really do believe it. But can you transition that into a fight, or are we going to actually see it? Because, Sean, if you stay on your feet with Petr Yan, the dude's going to he's going to chew your leg, man. He's going to be like this. He's going to be like this with you. I think if there's anybody that does make great transitions during the fight, his name is Petr Yan. But when he makes great transitions, it's just always here. It's on his feet. You see, Yan has fought Jimmy Rivera. Yan has fought, you know, Aljamain Sterling twice. Yan has fought, you know, Corey Sandhagen. He's fought so much tougher competition than you that I don't know if you're ready for that, Sean. I really don't. I think you should be ready for that. But I think because you've kind of been pampered by the UFC and by Uncle Dana, because you stand on that privilege list, that I think this is going to turn around and bite you. But if it doesn't, smart and strategic on your side of picking this fight. You know, you knew I was eligible in October, but whatever. This isn't about me. I'm just here to give my 2 cents because you think you shouldn't be the underdog against Petr Yan. I'm just not sure if I'm a believer, Sean. I believe your skills could be. I believe you got good striking, you got good timing, you got good distance recognition, but your stance is off. The grit, which is my biggest thing. You can give it, but can you take it and still be composed and still not show if you are in pain? because I see that a lot. I see you looking at the clock. Is the fight over yet? You know what I'm saying? Like, I see little things like that. So my take on this fight, I have to go Peter because of the experience that he has, the grit, the tenacity, and as much as I want to go for Sean, but at the same time, I ain't trying to lose the title shot either. So these are my breakdowns. Sean O'Malley, you are the underdog. Allow that stuff to motivate you. You ain't as good as you think you are until you actually prove it. And fight a fighter like Petr Yan. And there's a couple things that also worries me about Sean O'Malley. You know, because when he first came into the UFC, you know, freaking, he looked like who's that kid from The Simpsons? Not Bart, his friend, Milhouse. You know, he reminded me of like a Milhouse, no tattoos. You know, his curly hair. You know, he's a little Jolly Green Giant type kid. And all of a sudden, man, he's got tats. He dyes his hair. You know, he's riding Lamborghinis. You know, sleeping in silk pajamas. You know, he understands the marketing game too. But when you start getting tattoos on your face and you start doing X, Y, and Z, I start to wonder: are you, what is it, like 6'9"? Are you actually gonna like buy into your persona where you become that? You know, I'm smart enough to know that the king of cringe is just an act. You know, it is me. It is me. I'm just like Uncle Chavo said. I elevate the volume on it, and the only reason why I bring that stuff up because all that stuff could be a distraction too. You know, like to me, right before I retired. Now, obviously, I'm making a comeback now, but right before I retired, it was always on my mind. You know, I wanted to enjoy life. I wanted to go compete and do other things in life. And, you know, if you think money's not going to equal to world championships, you know what I'm saying? Like, by the way, if you didn't know, now you know, I was the highest paced bantamweight in history right before I retired. You know, I made millions of dollars my last fight, you know, and the same reason why I retired, because I was able to use that money and invest my money. You know, I own 8 different properties now. I mean, you're talking about a kid that knows his shit. You know, so if there's 2 cents that I would give you is, yeah, have fun with what you're doing, but don't necessarily put that crazy pressure on yourself, because if you put that crazy pressure on yourselves, I don't think you'll compete to the best of your ability. You know, really game plan for Petr Yan. Really game plan for that dude, because that dude, you're going to get what you're going to get, and I hope you found sparring partners that are going to give you that exact same look. You know, I hope you could really take some of those hits and be okay with it, working on your composure. But if there's one fight that I believe that you can win out of the top 10, it is against Petr Yan. So thank you guys again for watching. It means a lot to me. So you guys remember, there's more breakdown, there's more technique, there's more tactics, and there's definitely more cringe. So make sure to subscribe and click on that button. I'm out!